Hi, this is Jonathan Rosenhead, Jerusalem psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post of Acharei Mos-Kedoshim is titled "What is Love?" At the end of Acharei, it discusses the various intimate relationships that are forbidden. And then at the beginning of Kedoshim, it says, "Kedoshim tiyu." We are commanded to be holy. And based on Rashi's explanation, it seems to be saying that if a person engages in forbidden relationships, it is a profanity of our kedusha, and therefore, by extension, a relationship, an intimate relationship that is permitted, such as the relationship between a husband and wife, is actually a relationship of kedusha, of holiness. And the procedure and the ceremony of getting married is kiddushin. And the Gemara in Kiddushin, Daf Beis Amud Beis, discusses, and Tosfos there discusses this word of kiddushin. What does it mean? And there are Tosfos offers two explanations. Firstly, is that kiddushin is from the idea of lahakdish, to make holy, to consecrate, in the sense that when a person is lahakdish, consecrates a korban, they make it holy and they make it special just for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it can't be used for any other purpose. And therefore, so too with the process of kiddushin, when a man marries a woman, they are consecrated, they are making holy this relationship, that the woman becomes forbidden to every other man in the world, but is permitted to this man in particular, only to this man, because in this relationship and in this marriage between a husband and a woman, a husband and a wife, it is a relationship of kedusha, of holiness, and therefore the connection between them, which is permitted between this man and woman, is a relationship and a connection of kedusha. Alternatively, Tosfos says that the simple meaning of kiddushin is lahakdish, which means to make that it is unique and special, and it is designated for me. And therefore, this is the connotation of this word of kiddushin and lahakdish, is to recognize the special connection between a husband and wife, the special relationship between a husband and wife. And therefore, when we can say that the love between a husband and wife, and the love in this relationship is actually a kadosh relationship. Love is actually synonymous with holiness. So let's try to understand this further, to develop this, to understand what is love, because there is an overriding sort of impression with it, if it's from romantic literature or movies and films, that the love is this fanciful emotional experience, and it's a very prominent and very compelling argument, and it influenced people that a person is looking for love in a relationship. But it's difficult to define what is love, and a person, based on this understanding of it being this idealistic, fanciful emotion, is actually very temporary, and it can be achieved, but it's not something which is lasting and permanent. It's not a connection based on kedusha and holiness. So if we look at the psychological research, where they try to define and understand what is love, it's actually in line with this understanding of kedusha, of holiness, because they look at love as being a basic human need of connection. And as we said, holiness and kedusha is a unique relationship, a unique connection between the husband and wife. That they have this relationship of kedusha, which is a relationship of love. And if we look at different models and theories within love and relationships and marriage, it actually tries to focus on this connection. It doesn't necessarily use the wording of kedusha, but it is looking at this unique connection and this basic need for connection for a human and between a husband and a wife. For example, there's Sue Johnson's theory of EFT, of emotion-focused therapy, that looks at the connection between a husband and wife and their communication patterns that can lead to a regular pattern of conflict. And it tries to look at the basic core emotion, the emotional needs of the husband and wife, and tries to draw a husband and wife closer by recognizing these core needs that can repair the conflict and can bring them to this point of connection. And she coins the phrase of hold me tight, of holding each other, of reaching a natural point between a husband and wife where they feel so connected, where they reach this level of nurturing each other, solving the conflict, which in a sense is reaching this level of connection and of holiness. Or there is Gottman's theory, that is looking at the building blocks of a healthy relationship, of recognizing and acknowledging the unique needs and the needs of the spouse, of understanding the of truly understanding the intimate connection between our husband and wife, and understanding how each other's needs need to be met in order to join together, in order to create this unique connection of holiness between a husband and wife. Or there's imago therapy that looks at the relationship between a husband and wife as a reparative relationship that can heal past wounds, that is based on Bowlby's theory of attachment, that humans need connection, they need relationship in order to build and develop their own internal world, and to develop their own personality, and to develop in a healthy way. And therefore marriage is also a building block for this attachment and for this healthy connection to this unique relationship. It is a reparative therapy, a reparative relationship based on the person that you marry. It looks at the wounds, the internal wounds of a husband and wife, and through the connection they're able to reach a level of connection that repairs these wounds. So as we see, based on these different understandings, love, based on a psychological understanding, is tapping into this unique connection, this need for connection, and this feeling of a relationship that is special and unique. And as we said, that basically means that you are feeling this level of love. Love not being a fanciful, emotional, physiological sensation, but rather based on connection. And this passage of Kedoshim Tiyu is interesting because we are being commanded to be holy, which basically means that we are being commanded to feel love. So how can we be commanded to feel love? How can we be commanded to feel emotion? But now we have a deeper understanding that it is not just an emotion, but rather it is a connection. And if it is a commandment in the Torah, that means it has a halachic sense, a halachic framework, and a significance that is based on keeping the law. And it is based on discipline. As Rav Soloveitchik says, Judaism as a religion is firstly a discipline, and secondly a romance, which means that Kedoshim Tiyu is an emotion, it is love, but it is based on, firstly, a connection, a sense of commitment and devotion to somebody else, a sense of discipline within the connection, within the relationship, to be committed to this other person, to be committed to the relationship and to nurturing the connection. And through this discipline, firstly, the discipline of the relationship, it then creates the romance, it then creates the love. And this is why we can be commanded Kedoshim Tiyu. We can be commanded to be holy. We can be commanded to love. First and foremost, it is a connection. It is a commitment which creates a connection. And then we will feel the love. Have a great Shabbos and keep well.